From JBS Studios in Greater New York, this is the JBS News Update with Teisha Bader.
I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Friday, January the 18th, 2019. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu welcomed Romanian Prime Minister Viorica Dăncilă to Jerusalem today, thanking her for the strong ties between the countries and asking for continued support for Israel.
The relations between Israel and Romania are fantastic, and they'll be made even stronger by our visit. I hope that you will act to stop the bad resolutions against Israel in the EU, and also, of course, to move your embassy and other embassies to Jerusalem. We wait for you in Jerusalem.
Thank you very much. Some 10,000 Palestinians took part in violent riots at Israel's border with Gaza today. The rioters threw rocks, firebombs, and hand grenades at Israeli soldiers and burned tires. IDF troops used riot control measures and reportedly also live fire when necessary. The Hamas-run Gaza Health Ministry said that 19 people were injured. And staying with the IDF, Israeli troops overnight last night demolished the home of the Palestinian terrorist who murdered American-born Israeli Ari Fold in September of last year. The IDF shared video of the operation on Twitter and vowed that terror will be met with a swift response. A Palestinian-American man who was sentenced by a Palestinian Authority court to life in prison for trying to sell land in East Jerusalem to a Jewish Israeli is now reportedly out of jail and in the United States. Israel's national broadcaster Khan reported last night that a secret deal was signed between the PA and the U.S., and that Issam Akel was handed over to American authorities. If you recall, U.S. Ambassador to Israel David Friedman had called for Akel's immediate release last November, writing on social media that his incarceration is antithetical to the values of the U.S. and to all who advocate the cause of peaceful coexistence. Some signs of possible progress to tell you about regarding the recent ban announced by Malaysia against the participation of Israeli athletes in a competition there this summer. As we've been reporting to you, this is in regards to the Israeli Paralympic team's participation this July in the Para-Swimming World Championships. Israel's Foreign Ministry Director General Yuval Rotem retweeted a response from the International Paralympic Committee stating that the event should be open to all nations. They wrote, "We are currently exploring all options to ensure full athlete participation." Rotem wrote that he was encouraged by the strong statement and now expected action to be taken. A French far-right Holocaust denier was sentenced to a year in prison for making anti-Semitic comments and for insulting a judge. French news agency AFP reported that 60-year-old Alain Soral was sentenced yesterday at a correctional tribunal court near Paris. He has been convicted a number of times on similar charges and had to pay fines, but this was said to be his first time going to jail. Attorney Ilana Suskin, who represents the International League Against Racism and Anti-Semitism, said, "We will continue to prosecute Mr. Soral as long as he makes anti-Jewish remarks." A Jewish American sociologist was among the recipients of Israel's Global Impact Awards. Georgette Bennett was recognized for her efforts to help Syrian refugees. The 72-year-old New Yorker, in addition to serving as president of the Tannenbaum Center for Interreligious Understanding, is the founder of the Multi-Faith Alliance for Syrian Refugees, and she oversaw her organization's delivery through Israel of $120 million worth of equipment for relief efforts in the war-torn country. She and 7 other recipients were presented the awards by Israel's President Reuven Rivlin last night in Tel Aviv. Well, scientists from Harvard Medical School, together with a team from Bar-Ilan University, have discovered a way to activate the body's immune system to fight against cancer cells. The teams uncovered a mechanism in which the immune system is used to attack and destroy the cells, which could help particularly in fighting lung cancer and melanoma. The study was published earlier this year in the medical journal Nature, co-authored by Professor Nick Haining of Harvard and Professor Erez Levanon and his team at Bar Ilan. Taking a look now at our programming for tonight on JBS for Friday, January the 18th. Live Shabbat services are coming up at 6 o'clock from New York City's Central Synagogue, followed by a concert with the late Jules Frankel at 7:30. At 8:30, prize-winning Israeli author David Grossman speaks at the 92nd Street Y. At 9:30, it's the film The Law. And coming up right after this newscast tonight at 5:30, a look at this week's Torah portion. And that's the JBS News Update for Friday, January the 18th, 2019. I'm Teisha Bader. Shabbat Shalom.